Why make friends after 70? The wisdom of older hearts. Did you know that loneliness in old age shortens life just as much as smoking 15 cigarettes a day? This isn't an exaggeration. Loneliness isn't just the quiet of an empty house. It's the absence of someone to share a day with, a glance, a word, even the silence. And what's most heartbreaking is how many begin to accept it as normal. I don't need friends at my age. Everyone I loved is already gone. I'm used to being alone. I don't need anyone. But those who live long, bright, and meaningful lives in old age say something very different. After 70, having friends isn't just nice. It's essential for the soul. In this video, we'll talk about why friendship after 70 isn't about fun or chatting for the sake of it. It's about vital force, the kind that keeps the memory sharp, soothes the heart, gives you a reason to get up in the morning, and even protects against depression and disease. You'll discover why loneliness ages the brain, even when you don't feel it, how friendship benefits your health more than some medications, and how to find your people, even when it seems like it's too late. Stay with us till the end, because maybe what you're missing isn't advice, pills, or a new diet, but someone to simply sit next to and say nothing at all. What changes when you have even one true friend in your life? In a small town in Arizona lives 76-year-old George. His wife passed away 5 years ago. His children rarely call. He wakes up at 6:30 a.m., makes himself a cup of coffee, sits on the porch and watches the sunlight stretch across the fence. And it seems everything is fine. But the spark in George's eyes had long been gone. Until one morning, he met Tom, another man. Same age. They started with a simple hello, then a few words, then morning coffees, shared memories, laughter. A month later, George began to sleep better. His blood pressure stabilized. The constant anxiety began to fade. And most importantly, he started looking forward to the morning again. Here's what science, life, and experience have shown us. When you have someone to talk to, your body starts to believe you're alive again. Friendship activates the brain. When you talk, not necessarily about anything deep, just honestly, your brain lights up centers for memory, emotion, and focus. When you listen, the part of the brain responsible for connection comes alive. And when you laugh with someone, dopamine and serotonin, the happy hormones, are released. A lonely brain begins to shut down. It sees no reason to stay active. But even one friendship switches neurons back on that have been asleep for years. Friendship reduces stress when you trust someone, even if it's just a short chat on a park bench. Your body releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone. It lowers blood pressure, slows your heart, and calms your nerves. Even 15 minutes of conversation with a friend can work better than an anti-anxiety pill. Friendship strengthens immunity. This isn't a joke. People with at least one close friend get fewer colds, less flu, and face a lower risk of stroke. Why? Because emotional closeness sends a signal to the body that it's safe. And when the body feels safe, it fights harder and heals faster. And one more thing, when you have a friend, it's easier to speak out loud about what hurts. As 82-year-old Sam from Colorado once said, "What's spoken out loud doesn't bite as hard on the inside." The question that weighs on nearly every older heart. Where would I even find a friend at this age, when everyone's either too busy or already gone? It's a raw, painful, and deeply human question. But here's the truth. How to find a friend after 70, even if it feels too late. There's one thing I've heard time and again in stories from older people who did find new friends after 70. They all said the same thing. I wasn't looking for a friend, I was looking for someone I could be real with. That's the key. After 70, friendship isn't about shared hobbies, status, or mutual benefit. It's about the quiet warmth of presence. It's about having someone who's just there. Someone who listens. Someone who can sit beside you and say nothing, and it's still enough. But how do you begin? 1. Start with your usual path, but walk it with open eyes. Your local park, the bench near your home, the pharmacy line. These are the slow places where human connection often starts. Maybe someone passes by you every day and already noticed your smile. Maybe someone's quietly curious how you've been doing. Friendship often starts with the smallest spark. It's chilly today, isn't it? That's a beautiful hat. Do you walk here often? It's not about the conversation. It's about the first step, and it's always a small one. 2. Look for those who are also tired of being alone. In one neighborhood in Pennsylvania, they started something called quiet breakfasts. It was just a table in the park where older adults could come, drink tea, and sit. Talking wasn't required. Within a few weeks, it became a support group. No therapists, just warmth. It was started by 74-year-old Mrs. Ann. She said, "I didn't start it because I wanted to talk. I started it because I couldn't bear being silent alone anymore." Look around. Maybe your town has a library, a club, a community group. And if not, be the first to make a small opening. Put a chair outside your building, bake cookies, and share with a neighbor. Even just saying hello to someone new each day can be the beginning of a thread. 3. Don't be afraid to open up, but take your time. Trust builds slower with age, and that's okay, because real friendship isn't in how much you talk, it's in how deep your silences go. If you're looking for a friend, stop believing that you're no longer interesting. The most interesting thing about a person is their story. And after 70, you're a book full of wisdom, memories, and untold chapters. So allow yourself to be you. Someone out there is waiting to hear your story, even if it begins with a smile and silence. Because now is the time to say the most important thing. Why friendship after 70 isn't just possible, but often becomes the purest, warmest, and most meaningful friendship of your entire life. Why friendship after 70 is deeper than in youth. When we're young, we often build friendships around shared interests, work, hobbies, trips, plans. There's energy, movement, ambition, but also a lot of noise. Later in life, everything shifts. Friendship after 70 isn't about what you do. It's about how you feel in someone's presence. There's nothing to prove anymore. No need to compete. No need to justify yourself. No need to plan a future. You simply exist, together. And here's what changes when such a friend enters your life. 1. The feeling that someone still sees you. One of the hardest parts of aging is invisibility. People walk past you and don't even look, but even one friendship can bring you back to life. It says, "I exist and I matter to someone." That's not sentiment, it's mental health. A person who is seen, heard, and awaited never loses their sense of purpose. 2. The gift of sharing without fear of judgment. Friendship at this stage is quiet. It's not about loud meetups or parties. It's when you can say, "I'm not feeling like myself today. It scares me how much I'm slowing down. I thought about my youth and felt like crying." And your friend won't laugh, won't cut you off, won't say, "Don't be silly." They'll say, "I feel that too, and I'm here with you." That's real strength. Because once spoken, pain hurts less. 3. Friendship teaches you how to stay, even when others leave. Many older people lose loved ones. Nothing replaces those losses. But a friend doesn't replace, they walk beside. A friend doesn't heal the pain, they walk through it with you. They don't leave, they don't run, they hold your hand, or your gaze, or your silence. 4. Hope returns. Even at 80, you can laugh from the belly. You can look forward to tomorrow. You can say, "I know I'm not alone," and that means everything. A person who has someone to share a day with doesn't just survive, they live. So if you're over 70 and thinking it's too late, don't believe it. True friendship has no age. It comes quietly and stays for good. Sometimes it arrives near life's end, but right when you need it most. If this touched you in some way, subscribe to our channel. Here, we don't fear age. We embrace it with wisdom, gentleness, and warmth that doesn't fade. And tell us in the comments, do you have a friend you can simply sit with in silence? And if not, maybe you will become that friend to someone today. Because sometimes all it takes is saying, "I see you." And just like that, the world becomes warmer.